mentality. Your mental thought process, what you think about, what you focus on throughout the day, has a effect on what you experience throughout your day. So your thought process, the thoughts that you dwell on, the thoughts that you think consistently, you are what you think about most of the time. So if you're spending a lot of your time thinking maybe in a negative way, it's going to have an effect on you. It's going to affect your ability to create the kind of reality that you want to create. So you have to really get to a place where your mental state is automatically creating the reality that you want. So now think about this thing of automation. Most of our thoughts throughout the day are pretty automated. We don't consciously think all the time. You know, as we're going through the day, a lot of times our thoughts just sort of build on each other. So if you have one thought, then it goes to the next thought, and it goes to the next thought, and it just continues in that way throughout the day. So you have to be conscious about what you're thinking. You have to be conscious about what you're focusing on and how you're focusing your energy and your thoughts, and really be able to be intentional on your thoughts, and then creating a habit of thinking positively and thinking about things that are going to create the kind of reality that you want. So if you're thinking about things that you have like no control over, you're dwelling on maybe somebody's opinion about you or how people see you or some of the challenges that you're having or what you don't want, then now you're creating a situation where that's what you're going to get. Because whether you utilize this strategy or consciously utilize this strategy, you're going to be subconsciously creating your life anyways with your thought process and what you're creating in your mind. So you really have to be conscious. Some of the ways to start to change the way that you think is reading. Reading is one of the most valuable things that you could do for yourself daily, is just get into the habit of reading every single day. So you could read novels and books that are really like entertaining or thought-provoking, which is great, but you want to read books that will help with changing the way that you see the world, changing the way that you, like habits that you created over the years. So I'm going to give you a few books that I would suggest getting started with that have helped me in my journey as I was going through this transformation of my mind and really getting into a place where I'm able to create the kind of reality that I want and the kind of lifestyle that I want. And I just want to be clear and say, like, being successful or reaching a certain level that you want to reach is different for every single person. And it's really important for you to really, as you're going through this program, as you're going through this transformation, to sit down with yourself and focus in on what it is that you want to create. Like, really look at yourself as an individual and what you love, what you don't like, who you want to be, and base that on your goals. Don't base your goals primarily on what other people are doing or what you think other people want you to do. Base your goals on what you want to achieve and how you want to achieve those goals. Okay, so here's a few books that I would recommend getting started with that have helped me tremendously. And some of these books are a little bit worn out because I read these books over and over again, because they're foundational books. They're books that are going to always evolve and change as you read them again. You're going to change and you're going to look at it differently, and you're going to catch things that you didn't catch before. The first book, and you guys may already be familiar with, is Think and Grow Rich. This was a transformational book in my life. It is by Napoleon Hill. It's super, like, one of the most solid books that I've read on just overall transformation and growth. And when you think about riches, you think money, but it's not just about money. It's about being able to reach that next level as a human being and being rich in every aspect of your life. So whether it's family, whether it's, just experiences or relationships with people, it's everything. So reading this book, it's being able to learn how to use your power as a human being to create the kind of lifestyle that you want. And being able to find out who you are and love that and hone in on that, and not so much focusing on what other people are doing or what other people have, because this is truly going to help you get to this point where you're understanding like how to create the reality you want. So Think and Grow Rich, Psycho-Cybernetics. Now this book I literally have torn up because Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz is such a great book for learning mental strategies and how to really get to a place where you are able to create the kind of like results you want. Now, Maxwell Maltz was a plastic surgeon, and he was a pioneering plastic surgeon. He wrote this book on the basis of trying to teach and show people, because he would do plastic surgery on people and they would still, after they had have surgery and they would look great, like their nose would get corrected and they still would feel like they had something wrong with them. And he was realizing with his patients that it was mental. It was all in their head, how they perceived themselves, and that's why they struggled with seeing themselves in a positive light. So this is a great book to learn the mechanics of the mind and how to start, shaping your mind or changing your thought process to see yourself in a better light and to really believe in yourself. So this is a great book for transformation as well. Psycho-Cybernetics. And those are just a couple of books that I got started with. They really helped me grow my my understanding of my mentality and how my brain works, and just really being able to understand how to build up that belief. So the mind is such an important aspect and a foundational aspect, and your thoughts and what you think about constantly has such an influence on how your life kind of plays out. So that's why I started with this one, is you have to make up in your mind that you want to make this transformation and that you're ready to take steps forward to really understand how you can create the kind of success you want to create in your life, whatever that is for you. So really just focusing in on that and building upon it, knowing how, your thoughts every day, just really practicing and reinforcing new thought processes. So there's one thing that I bring up a lot is how from the ages of 0 to 7, we are in this state of theta where your mind is, you get all this information from parents, from teachers on how to react and believe and how to live. And that's where your mind is most susceptible to that information. And as you become adults, you have a lot of those ideas and things that have been influenced upon or put up or impressed upon you as you're a child. You have a lot of that still in you, and you play that out as an adult. So the goal is to reinforce new thought process that you want. So whether your parents maybe thought, okay, you can't do this, you can't, this is not okay or that's not okay. You have to really just decide on, what frameworks you want to build upon. So that's really just about your mental state and just getting to a place of just being able to understand how to reconstruct the way that you're thinking. Some of the things that you can do is right before you go to sleep, listen to audio or read a book. But I like to listen to audios on positive, motivational, informational stuff to reinforce new ideas and new beliefs that I want to enforce in my subconscious mind. So do that before you go to sleep. Listen to audio tapes that will reinforce your thought process in a positive manner, whatever ideas that you're looking to learn. And that's mentality and just getting to that place with your mental state where you're able to grow and